Welcome to the Youngpreneur podcast, a show for young and aspiring entrepreneurs who want to start or scale their own business. Our podcast is dedicated to helping young people find a community and resources to start and grow their businesses. Hosted by Charlotte Enever and Linda Reed Enever, our passion is seeing the future of business grow.
Hi, welcome to the Youngpreneur Society podcast. I'm your host, Charlotte Enever, and joining me today is Vijay Sairam. Vijay, can you please introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. Thanks so much, Charlotte. Thanks for having me on the show. My name is Vijay and I'm based out of Chennai, India. But of course, Remote Job Central is beyond boundaries. Remote Job Central's mission is to empower job seekers from around the world, wherever they are, to the right talent that they are looking for and the right opportunities that they are looking for. Because talent is available everywhere, but opportunities are not. And we are on a mission to solve that same very problem.
That is an amazing mission. So, what first inspired you to start your business?
To be very honest with you, I was looking for something like this which helps people. And I searched far and wide, but I couldn't really find anything. So that prompted me to create this. But the icing on the cake is while there are so many remote job gurus who start charging you your credit card whenever you sign up, we do this absolutely free, no matter wherever you're on this planet. Having or not having money should not dictate what kind of opportunities that you're exposed to. We don't judge you based on your income. As long as you are very skilled and talented, you have the right work ethics, and you have the necessary infrastructure, which means you have a good computer and solid internet that you can work with, especially while working remotely. We will connect you to the best ever remote jobs that you can ever find. And I'm sure whenever you took a look on our website, when you clicked on the jobs that were available, so I'm sure you were exposed to many different companies that you have never heard before. And we send out newsletters every Monday. My personal goal when I send out those newsletters is to help people find companies that they are hey, is it real? These type of companies really do exist. So, they should ask whether this is for true. So my dream is to expose these companies every single week to them.
Yeah, it's definitely was a great way to find some new opportunities, and it's such a good resource. So, what's your
Thank you. Thank you for
favorite
saying
part
that.
of that's okay. What's your favorite part of running a business?
My favorite part is the customer experience. When I say customer experience, I don't charge people, but of course, people who use Remote Job Central services are my customers, irrespective of they don't pay or they pay. So putting a smile on their faces and just giving a wow experience every single week, that is my North Star. And every single week, before I hit the send button on the newsletter, I make sure that every single week they are getting exposed to new companies that they don't know, but they should know about those companies. And those are the coolest companies that they will let you work from anywhere, but it's just that people, they don't know that these exist, and we bring that to them.
Yeah, it's amazing. Love the look of it. So, how did you start out in the world of business?
To be very honest with you, Remote Job Central is a second attempt because, of course, when you start a business, the business doesn't go in a straight line. So there is always a crest and trough, right? I solved this problem in a different way. I was in Singapore for the last 5, 6 years, and I launched a similar company, which is helping people with their remote jobs. But we did it through in the form of a mobile app. Fortunately or unfortunately, that did not gain much traction. So we went back to the drawing board and we found out what exactly was the problem. And I made a note of all the things that didn't work. And at this time, we are coming back stronger, we are more wiser, and we are much more easier to work with at the moment. And people are loving it. And of course, when you go to the Trustpilot page, you should see there were so many amazing individuals who lived their unique experiences while interacting with us. And that conveys volumes about the kind of service that we deliver to people.
Yeah, I can definitely see the change that you're making, and it is going to be so great to see this business grow.
Thank you.
What role does global hiring play in shaping diversity and inclusion for remote teams?
That's a good question, Charlotte. Talking about global hiring, right? So global hiring has always played a transformative role in shaping diversity and inclusion for remote teams by absolutely dismantling geographic barriers and enabling access to a vast global pool of talent and bringing in individuals from different cultures and different backgrounds and unique perspectives, leading to greater representation of underrepresented groups and an increase in applications from diverse candidates. For remote teams, this naturally enhances diversity, not just in terms of ethnicity, but also their work styles and problem-solving capabilities and unique life experiences that the candidates bring. And by doing so, global hiring pushes companies to rethink their policies and communication practices, which means that they must adapt to different time zones, languages, and cultural norms, which naturally encourages empathy, collaboration, and equitable participation. If I can sum it up in a different sentence, I must say that global hiring also aligns with the Remote Job Central's mission and the vision statement that we have to connect 1 billion remote job seekers with the B. So 1 billion remote job seekers to unique remote jobs that they never find elsewhere. And we should be the North Star for all the remote jobs they get through us. And as I mentioned earlier, like Remote Job Central strongly believes in the mission that the talent is available everywhere, but opportunities are not. And we are on a mission to solve this same very problem by matching the global talent pool with the right opportunities that will let them work from anywhere without any geographical restrictions.
That's amazing. What does the future of skills look like to you? And how can workers future-proof their careers?
Like with so much AI commotion that is happening left and center at this point in 2025 and beyond, I can confidently vouch for the fact that the future of skills in this AI-driven world definitely calls for individuals to develop emotional intelligence, agility, and resilience with a blend of human-centric approach and inculcating technical capabilities to future-proof their careers. And also, I was researching a lot about this, and I also find that studies indicate that around 39% of the jobs that we have, right? When I say the jobs, the ones that are very repetitive and doesn't need much human intervention, approximately by 2030, that's in another 5 years time, they'll be like completely overtaken by AI, and that does not really need a human input to do those jobs, which means that they will be transformed or they'll be absolutely obsolete, which forces the current workforce to make sure that they are continuously learning and they're adapting to the reskill requirements that we have currently. And in addition to that, I can predict that the workers need to embrace lifelong learning ecosystems, which means that they need to be constantly in the need to learn something new so that they are keeping in pace with the changing requirements of the current demands for any workers. To make things easier, AI are making things easier for people. People who are against the tide, like they are working against the AI, they are on a losing track. But who wants to embrace a new way of work should include AI in the learning arsenal and make sure that they are learning the necessary AI skills. AI can be used in many different ways. An engineer uses AI in a different way compared to a writer. So AI is very neutral. So depending upon your skill sets, you need to make sure that you embrace AI instead of working against it so that you can pick up those skills and make sure that you're gaining the skills that are required for your long-term careers. And to just sum it up, it can be like a cliche statement, but if at all I can sum this up in one word, in the world of AI, you need to be intelligent and not artificial.
That is amazing. I love that so much. Yeah, it seems like learning is definitely our best tool that we can use to keep going with the future.
Absolutely.
How are companies balancing productivity tracking with employee trust in remote environments?
Oh, that's a very complicated question. But as we know, we have evolved past the general workforce in a way that where people punch their cards, go to work, log, come back. So the physical way of doing this is absolutely gone. And in 2025 and beyond, companies are realizing that balancing productivity tracking with employee trust is much less about surveillance and more about outcomes. Meaning, instead of micromanaging activity logs and keystrokes through key logging and screenshotting mouse movements, forward-thinking, employee-centric companies have always prioritized more efficient ways of getting things done and keeping up with as they say, keeping up with the Jones. The organizations who don't do that, they are also slowly shifting to results-based performance metrics, focusing on the actual things that move the needle, deliverables, deadlines, and quality of work. And they are forced to do this because they don't want to lose their best talent to other good companies which don't micromanage people. Needless to say, transparency also plays a very key role here. Employers who openly communicate why they track certain metrics, of course, in a non-intrusive way, I must say, use productivity and project management tools like project dashboards, not to police employees, but to kind of keep track of like where exactly are their deliverables and identify bottlenecks improve workflows, and support well-being of their employees in best possible ways they can. And ultimately, what I can say is in this way, there is a balance which is restored by empowering autonomy and giving employees the flexibility while also maintaining clear accountability structures. In a nutshell, a strong leadership and a culture of trust are critical. And with regular feedback and employee engagement and recognition playing key roles in maintaining employee motivation and collaboration. So toxic companies should definitely avoid invasive practices like keystroke logging and constant screenshots. Come on, we are in 2025. It's already almost over. So we are stepping into 2026 very soon. You can't be carrying on these toxic baggages. We need to let go of all these toxic things and embrace a new way of working. And this will, of course, balance the higher productivity and better well-being of the employees, reducing the lower turnover through empowerment and improvement, rather than making sure that they are done through control or punishment, which does not work very well. This particular approach, which when blended technology with human-centric policies, will be a good North Star for remote workforce management. And I'm sure this will help companies go in a better direction.
Yeah, it seems like our future of work is ever changing, ever evolving, and definitely becoming more, I feel, employee focused.
Of course, it needs to be because they are the ones who pull the load. And if there are no employees, there is no businesses.
Exactly.
Right.
What you've got as a business is amazing, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. And I'm definitely going to be telling some of my friends about it as they're going into the workforce.
Sure. Please do that. And most of my time right now is one thing I wanted to add while we are talking is most of my time is spent creating a lot of YouTube videos and blog content for Remote Jobs Central. If people want to know more about us, they can go to remotejobcentral.com, all one word, without any spaces. And if they put this in quotes in Google and they search for it, that's the cheat code for them for absolutely amazing jobs that they can ever find. Please go ahead and share
Wonderful.
this with people. We also need to help a lot more people. A lot more people need help. And when you do that, you will be accumulating some good karma as well.
Yes. Do you enjoy your content creating?
Of course, if I don't do that, there is nobody else who can do
Yeah.
it. So I'm rather forced to learn this. I was not, what I can say, a content writing background. I come from a customer support background. So I do the work of 15 people, 16 hours a day. I take care of the backend development. I was forced to learn web development in 15 days, like in 2 weeks to create the website. The one which you see right now, this is a mobile responsive website that works very well on computer, phones, and things like that. So I had to learn web development in 2 weeks to create this website. I had to learn SEO. I had to learn content creation so that I can create content. I had to learn designing so that I can design better stuff. As they say, necessity is the mother of invention. So I'm forced to learn all these things so that I can deliver. Yeah, I really enjoy that. I can say my creativity is at peak, when I do this. So I'm sure I do enjoy. And more importantly, if it is bringing value to people, nothing more than that's ultimate satisfaction for me.
Yes, well, you're clearly doing a very good job at all of that.
Thank you. That's so cute to say that.
I would like to thank Vijay Sairam for joining me today on this episode of the podcast. I'm sure our listeners have taken away many lessons and insights from. I also want to thank our listeners for listening to this episode and supporting the podcast. You can find out more about Vijay and his business at remotejobcentral.com.
Thank you for listening to the Youngpreneurs podcast. Like this episode? Remember to subscribe and leave us a review. And join us in the Youngpreneur Society, a community for young entrepreneurs to explore the world of business. Youngpreneursociety.com